Today I am in Chengdu. It's a city in the province of Sichuan. And Sichuan province is known for pandas, mostly for pandas. The last area where pandas are roaming free in their natural habitat is here in Sichuan province. And also the largest panda sanctuaries are also located here in Sichuan, in Chengdu. But Chengdu it's not only known for pandas, but also for spicy food.
Sichuan is heaven for those who love pandas and spicy food. And today I got to go to the Wolong Giant Panda Garden, where I got to interact, well, as close as you can, to a panda. Here you can see that there is a wall barrier because pandas are big and they can do a lot of harm. They are so cute. This one is a cub, and here we can see he's about to do his little baby waddle, which is why I took the video. So cute and fat. I love them.
Today I am in a restaurant that sells hot pot, and hot pot is a food that, as the name suggests, it's a big pot that is cooked in your table, and you get a big pot in the middle of your table, and you get to order different kind of side dishes, and the side dishes are cooked in the big pot, and this pot has a soup. The soup is not for eating, although it must have a very good flavor. The soup is only for cooking the ingredients. Yeah, so let's see what I chose.
This restaurant had 5 levels of spiciness. I chose level 1 and it was still too spicy. Well, this is the packet where the paste comes in, and here you can see that the paste is thick, it's hard, and once it gets boiling, it will become part of the liquid. Here you can see if you mix it, there is no more hard stuff. The paste is already melted into the water and the peppers. Now I'm gonna start adding my ingredients, and here I have some quail eggs. The list of ingredients is super long, but I chose quail eggs, and here I will put my little eggs in there. I just chose the quail eggs because they're easier for the chopsticks, since I'm not an expert in chopsticks. And we have to choose a meat. That is lamb meat. It looks kind of like bacon, but that is lamb meat. And also check that it's thin, so it's so easy to cook. It will cook so quickly. The next thing that I chose is, of course, we need to choose some kind of noodle because this is China. You know that Chinese love and use noodles in a lot of their cuisines. So this is sweet potato noodle. As you can see, they're very hard. Now, before boiling, they're very hard, kind of bouncy. But when they boil, since they are sweet potato, they will become starchy. And now you'll see that the pot is still boiling and everything will cook. One thing to note is that the water, the liquid, is not to drink. We don't drink, we don't eat we're not supposed to eat the soup. The water is just to give condiment and cook the food. Cook the pasta, cook the vegetables, cook the ingredients that we put in. The popularity of this dish is not only because it's so delicious, but it's so convenient. You cook and condiment all at once. Now you can see here that the noodles are ready. They are no longer bouncy. They are already ready to eat. And besides the noodles, there are so many other ingredients. And I'm going to pick some of those to put in my small dish. And I'm not in love with these peppers, but they do give the flavor. I'm going to look for some of the eggs and some of the meat, and I'm going to start eating because it is so delicious.
Once the soup from the hot pot is boiling, you're able to put in all the ingredients you asked for, and they will cook very quickly because the flame is all high, and so the ingredients are cooked very, very fast. Once they are cooked, you're able to pick them up with your chopsticks. If you are able to use these, it's great. I am kind of beginner stage. I always say I would be the shame of any Chinese family because I'm not able to use these. But once you have cooked them, you're able to eat them. You can pick them up. You can very easily pick them up with a cup. I ordered the first level of spice. There are 5 levels of spiciness. I ordered the number 1. And yet, look at all these chilies. I cannot imagine how hot the 5th level is. Okay, so let's see how they taste. So first of all, we can taste this quail eggs. Now, once again, the list of ingredients is very long. You're able to choose from like 4 different categories, or like vegetables, meats, and other things. So I chose quail eggs. I chose lamb meat. I love lamb, and also noodles. Of course, you have to choose noodles. That is kind of the base of. Noodles are the base of this hot pot. So I chose, these are sweet potato noodles, and yeah, they're kind of see-through. Let's see. They are very chewy. They are chewy, like kind of like a bubble gum. It stretches, and you have to keep chewing and chewing, or kind of swallow it like that, I guess. And they are see-through. They were see-through kind of the beginning. I have one here. These are them raw. These are raw before you put them in the water, and they are very sticky because they are not regular, made from just the regular ingredients. These are from potato, kind of sweet potato. And let's see. Now, this is lamb meat. This is very fine. It's very thin lamb meat, so of course it was cooked very quickly. You can really taste the spice. I hate pepper. And in this area, in Sichuan province, pepper is one of the main ingredients in food, even in bread. Even bread has pepper on it, which is a taste I don't like. But it's even worse when you bite into a piece of meat and it has a whole, what do you call it, kernel of pepper, like the whole little ball of pepper, and you chew it. It's not the best feeling in the world. Let's see how it tastes without it. Tastes very good. Tastes very good. Actually, I've been in Sichuan I've been in this area for some time. I mean, sometime it's like a week. And this is, I can only describe it as Sichuan flavor. I have tasted this flavor like 20 times already. It's the flavor of spicy condiment with a lot of pepper, if that makes any sense. Now there's the quail egg. Let's see. Yeah, tastes like any other egg, but the outer part, as you can see, it's not white because it was white at the beginning. This was before cooked. It was white as any other egg, but now it is. And actually, this is boiled already. So it's boiled. It's soft. It's boiled and peeled, but it's cold. So then they give it to you in a little plate, and then you put it inside of the hot pot, and it becomes orange on the outside because the hot pot paste is so kind of thick, so it absorbs not only the flavor but also the color. There are a couple of things that non-Western restaurants have in common, and this is in any part of China. One is that drinks are served hot. Actually, there's not many drinks, only boiled water, maybe something called beer. So I asked them, because this food is so spicy, so I asked them for cold water. They brought me a glass of water, like normal temperature, like tap water. In regular restaurants where the Chinese people eat, the food is to share. So actually, the food will come in big portions, and then everyone will have a small plate, and everyone will get food from the same place, from the same big plate of food. Individual plates is not something that is very often seen in regular restaurants in China. And regular restaurants, I mean the restaurants where Chinese people eat. Usually, food in China is served in big pots and in big portions, and everyone picks from there. And everyone gets the food is right in the middle, and everyone gets a small plate. Now, you get a small plate, and you get these chopsticks. Now, when you use your chopsticks, it is important to know a couple things. You don't put them in the food like this. You don't point them to anyone. You put them, once you're not using them, you put them across your plate like this, just to be on the safe side. You don't want to offend anyone. So in the regular restaurants, in the non-famous restaurants, let's say, there are no spoons, or well, there are no forks. Spoons, there might be spoons for soups, but usually it's only chopsticks. And another thing that is usual in Chinese food is that there is not a lot of sweet foods. We can say that sweet foods in China were kind of an introduction from the Western world, and you can see that in various things. Number one is that not all places have them, and if they do, they're very limited. Now, they don't really know protocol because the sweet stuff comes after the food. Actually, they brought me my sweet plate with the food. Because food in China is made to share, it is very funny to see how they react when they see it's only one. Especially this food. Hot pot is made. Hot pot is a big pot of soup, and they bring you a big amount of food, of vegetables or meats to put inside and cook in the soup. And this, of course, is to share with minimum 2 people. When I came to the restaurant and I said just one, and they couldn't believe I said one, and I pointed to me, just one. And the girl went out and she asked someone else, and they said yes. Like, it's such a rare thing to see just one person eat. Now, when you go to Western restaurants, like fast food or so, it is normal to see people eating individually, but in a regular, in the traditional Chinese restaurants such as this one, no, everyone is accompanied, and the smallest group is 2, but most of the tables here have like 5 people sharing the food.
This is what I ordered as a dessert. It is rice. These long things are rice, and they have sweet soy sauce, and they have a sprinkle of cinnamon on top. They are very good because the rice, it gives them a mochi kind of texture. Now that I have recorded all my footage for my videos in Spanish and in English, I am ready to just eat and go wild. And here I am showing a little can of sauce. It's so good. When they brought it, I thought that little can was like Coke bottle, but it is actually like a little bit of sauce in that can, and it's so good, especially when I put just the sauce very in its pure form, undiluted. This is so good. The noodles absorbed all of the deliciousness because they were very thick. They absorbed everything, so when you chewed on it, it tasted so good. I have to keep wiping with a napkin because the food is hot, meaning spicy, and I'm sweating. Since everything that they brought to the table was enough for a couple people, there were more than enough quail eggs. So here I am eating them. They are so good, and I love that they're so small, so easy to eat. Now, after I ate all my salty foods, I was ready for my dessert, and these are those rice. They look like sticks. Those rice sticks. They are so good, and I almost finished them all. I think I finished them all. Because the food was so hot, spicy, I had to pause and pause again. So it took me a long time, so much time that the restaurant was almost closing. Now you can see here that everyone is just cleaning up. Also, you can see that everyone is accompanied I was the only one there by myself.
Me mirarán como la normal que me lo estoy comiendo con la mano.